Hi Brenda, hope all is going well with you. So today I'm just going to go through how each of these user experience methodologies could potentially benefit us in our study of implementing these new products to the LTC cafeteria. So to begin, I will touch on usability testing. So this implementation isn't really a product that you can be hands-on with. So as far as the testing with individuals, that's not really an option for us as it's food, but we can discover opportunities and learn more about our users from the feedback that we receive. And I think that this could go hand in hand with interviewing. Now, we could do this one-on-one with individual students and faculty members, but we could also go and travel to classrooms and kind of talk about our ideas and get feedback from a larger group of people. So I think the interviewing aspect of that would kind of go hand in hand as far as usability and where they see these products fitting in our cafeteria and other insight as what they'd like to see change for our cafeteria at school. And then to jump to card sorts, so it may be of interest for us to include card sorting during our classroom interviewing session that I was just talking about. As I categorize these cards, we can take note, and I think we could leave the interpretation up to the users and let them kind of create their own categories that make the most sense to them, and we can kind of gain insight from that as well. And then for eye tracking and click testing, because our product isn't very complex and it's not implemented via the web, this may not be the best technique for us to use per se. And then moving on to multivariate testing. The LTC cafeteria does not really have its own web page, and like I had just stated, there's not really a web presence. So we're lacking the high traffic that's kind of needed for this sort of testing. And then desirability studies. So as far as testing appeal visually and aesthetically, our concept may not be a great fit for this aspect, but studying and testing the desirability of how different food groups would be ideal and what people desire, what options they'd like to see would be very important. And I think we'd like to gain some insight on how many people eat well consistently and how many users prefer the preferences that we may already have offered in the cafeteria now, or what their diet basically consists of regularly. And then expert reviews. This is designed to identify usability problems by analyzing an online product or service, which we do not have because we're not really related to the web at this point. So as far as surveys, I've already shared with you a survey that I have created, and we've been experimenting with that, and I'd like to reach a larger audience also. So if we would hand out surveys during these large classroom discussions, that could be an option, or we could send more surveys via email using Google Forms so that we're reaching as many people as we can that are involved with LTC, and we could gather a lot of valuable data this way. So I definitely think that's a big one so that we can get that input as far as what products they'd like to see. And then for diary studies, I took a little turn with this one and thought that we could maybe look at food journals that people may have, whether they record that on MyFitnessPal or actually take it to pen and paper and write down what they're eating every day. this would definitely give us some extra data that could be useful, and that would also give us information on whether or not they're following specific dietary needs or if they're cutting out certain food groups or whatever the case may be. And then personas. This study can help us learn more about our user and their preferences, and we can focus on their goals, attributes, and concerns, which again could tie into the food choices that they're making on a daily basis or when they are eating at LTC or picking up food from a restaurant or a drive-through, whatever the case may be. And then participatory design workshops. Our product implementation is not really based on design preferences, but I do think taking a look at brand preference in a workshop would be important. The layout of the cafeteria is also kind of pretty straightforward, and we may know or think we know where we're going to place these products within the actual cafeteria, but we could get some input from them as well, where they see that these items would fit in the flow of our cafeteria LTC currently, and how the space should be used for that. And we could include a wide range of participants in this with different socioeconomic backgrounds as well. So we're really getting a wide spread of information and data with those studies.